My name is Darko Kalki Zanmai Mirkovic. Thanks for tuning in again. Today I want to talk about and explore something that I came across practicing improv theater. And it's called status. It is a fundamental organizational principle that we have in any type of social environment. It's like when you have at a crossroad two crowds waiting for the traffic light to turn green, and it turns green and the crowds come crossing the street, they don't run into each other. Because everyone is all the time figuring out the status. Oh, you're higher in status, so I step out of your way, or I'm high in status, step out of my way. But what is this status? How does it work? And how can we step through that so that there are no servants and, well, self-proclaimed kings and gurus or whatever. So basically, when it comes to status, there's three fundamental ways of explaining it. The first one is like levels of status in order to illustrate what status actually means. The low status is the servant. It's someone that doesn't want to take space. It's someone that doesn't want to take responsibility whatsoever. It's someone that does what is told without questioning, without its own impulse. It's someone that follows the rules as long as being observed, and then most likely breaks them because it's actually not for their own good at the first place. So it creates a very chaotic and very uninspired atmosphere. The second one is the middle one, and most of us are most of the time in the middle status, where we are constantly trying to find out how we can lift our status, how can we be a little higher in our status, so we get a different type of recognition and have a different way of interacting with people. And obviously, usually middle status people despise low status people. It makes them feel uncomfortable because obviously it reminds them of their own unaddressed issues. And then there is the high status. And the high status is something or someone that is not necessarily an asshole. It's not someone that is like, out of my way, here it's me. But it's someone that believes in themselves and their own ability to be at the right time, at the right place, with the right ability to solve whatever is being presented. It's someone that believes in themselves and in their own perception. It's someone that understands that if I'm about to run into someone because we are crossing paths, it actually elevates me in my own being to wait, to let the other one pass. I'm not in a rush. There you go. Oh, poor guy, you gotta run. Good luck. Hope you're gonna make it. I'll still be in time. So it's someone that is very much in tune with themselves and with their surroundings. And within the, I don't know if it's the right expression, game theory, but like where the theory of how we interact with each other in a playful manner, a high status sets the rules and sets the timing of the game, like the rhythm of the game. And that obviously comes from a high status knows his own rhythm. It's a little bit like playing the drums. When you don't feel the rhythm that is being played and you don't feel your own rhythm, what are you going to play? The other way around, if you don't feel your own rhythm, what can possibly be your inspired contribution to the overall rhythm of the other's drumming? And with the drum, it's very precise and obvious because you make a strong expression, a strong sound. Everyone can hear it. And it's not about how complex is the beat, how amazing can you look while you play. That has nothing to do with the status. The status is, do I feel what I am inspired to play, and am I being committed enough to stay there, to let that become me, that perception of that rhythm, that this is the sound that I want to make. This is my contribution. And obviously it needs listening, not only inside, but also outside, to not then become the asshole again and just play over whatever everyone else is doing. So to be inspired what everyone else is doing, and then still feel what my part is that I want to express. And this is such a fundamental way, this status thing, that I will be talking more about it in more detail very soon, in order to elaborate on how this can help us to step through. Actually, there is one more thing that I would like to share, and that is that when everyone's in high status, there is no more status. The moment that within a social environment or group, everyone is taking care of themselves, listening to their own rhythm, is willing to speak up when he needs to speak up, and willing to be quiet and listen when there is no internal inspiration. This is the environment where status dissolves. Suddenly everyone is a king, everyone's a leader, everyone's a guru, everyone is complete and whole, everyone's taken care of. And interestingly enough, in that setup, the group becomes so strong that all the participants will start speaking about we and what to do next. Everyone is in the readiness to act, and at the same time perceives the us. And the funny part about it is that it needs only one person to go into a low status or a middle status in order to create that status dynamic again. And therefore, the actual problem that we as mankind have is victimization, is where I don't want to take responsibility of what I'm perceiving or what is happening, and therefore I'm making the others responsible. They will find a solution. I'm low status here, like please tell me what to do. And suddenly status is back. And that's where, again, the honesty is so important, because if I'm not honest with myself that I'm in low status right now, then what? How? Then we're back in the status game, and that is literally the repetition of the old. And on the other hand, if I'm around someone who is making themselves low status, then, well, it is my, I would even say, duty to, in a kind and loving way, obviously, because I'm already there, but I don't want to be there alone. I want you to be there as well. To then show that, look, buddy, this is not working. You're in low status. So part of this is also to create, like, how do we talk about these things? How can we address these things without feeling offended? How do we learn that this is a way to explore as equals, where the question is not what kind of title someone has, but what is your inspirational input into the whole? So here are some questions. When was the last time that you felt that you were jamming with people? You were equals. Everyone was listening and everyone was contributing in the most, beautiful possible way. And also look at, where is it that you make yourself small, where you don't trust what you feel, where you believe you have to fulfill a certain role instead of actually being yourself. And I guess that has a lot to do with responsibility. So last thing, a high status is someone that takes full responsibility over their output. any type of action that they make, do, create, they take full responsibility. And that's basically a full-time job. That's what a high status does. They take responsibility of the things that they feel is right and see it through, really. So the responsibility, the self-responsibility, is literally where it all starts from. By being self-responsible, honest with myself and others, that's how we access beauty, grace, peace, and a love and trust that needs to be experienced in order to be understood. So, final question. Make a list of people that you have these moments of pure bliss with, where you feel seen, heard, understood, where you can interact, where you can joke, where you can change the rhythm, where you can change the topic, and people understand it. See who behaves like that in your life, and honor them for being like that. Because it's easy to honor someone once they're dead, because then we suddenly feel, oh wow, they were such an amazing inspiration. But imagine what can be achieved when this perspective is shared while someone's still alive. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for commenting and asking questions. Thank you for interacting with this new way. My name is Darko Kalki Zanmai Mirkovic.